Atlantic Canada's first seafood industry innovation summit in beautiful St. John's, Newfoundland at the Marine Institute. I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds. And Lynn, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
So, my name is Lynn Rayner. I am the operations manager at Acadian Supreme Inc. in Prince Edward Island, and we process mainly lobster.
So Acadian Supreme, tell me where that's located on the island, and it's all lobster?
Yes, we're in Wellington,
okay,
in Prince Edward Island, and 95% is lobster that we do. A little bit of scallops, a little bit of herring or mackerel, but yeah.
And the lobster produced out of Acadian Supreme, where is it destined for? Is it local consumption?
No,
or is it
all over the world.
All over the world.
We're into Australia, we're into China, we're into the UK, we're into Spain, we're into the US, pretty well all over the world, yeah.
Wow. How many people at Acadian Supreme, Lynn?
Not enough, but it's 120, 130. Labor shortage is a big issue, yeah.
So on the labor shortage front, of course, a summit like this, one of the things that they're talking about is a lot around automation
Yes.
and things like that to tackle those challenges. I know Acadian Supreme is no stranger to automation. I know that they've been working with UPEI School of Sustainable
Yes.
Design Engineering for many, many years.
Yes.
Tell me about your lens on automation as a company.
Well, we know that labor going forward is going to be an issue. Years ago, seafood was the only industry basically that had a labor shortage. Now it's everyone. So it's very hard to entice people to come. So we know that we want to make the jobs better jobs so that we can get to higher paying jobs and that we can still get the amount of product through with a smaller volume of people.
Right.
Yeah, make do with what people we have and put them into the really important places in the plant.
Yeah, that's good. And these
Yeah.
are higher paying jobs.
That's our goal, yes, is to get to where we have, the machine operator type roles and the labor part of it would be a little bit lessened so that it's easier to entice people to come in, especially younger people. They're not really interested in coming to work in seafood.
Right. A lot of talk right now around artificial intelligence and digitization of the whole kind of industry. Important, right, in the work that you guys do, because you're talking about food that's meant to be consumed. You
Yes.
need to track that. There's a whole process involved. Tell me about your lens there.
Well, with the AI, for us, traceability is a big thing, but we're also working with a very high-end raw material. The biggest cost to us is our raw material cost. So the more we can make things better in that respect, helps us as a company as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course there's that whole piece of waste.
Yes.
There's waste in any kind of process, and how do you find value in that waste? Have you had luck there?
We're actually working on a little project now that hopefully will help out, but I'll not go into any detail. But I know the province as well is working on some waste valorization, trying to do something with the shell and things. The big thing is none of the companies are big enough to do it on their own.
Right.
So they're kind of looking at maybe doing it as an industry-based solution to the waste stream.
Lynn, such a great segue into the next part of this conversation, which is, right, we can't do all this stuff on our own.
Yes.
It really behooves us to be in conversations both on the island
Yeah.
about how we can share best practices,
Yes.
but here we are now elevating it to Atlantic
Yes.
Canada. Now, tell me about the importance of being in those conversations and sharing those best practices.
Well, everybody, they do things in a different way. So it's always nice to have input from different sources, different provinces, different plants, different people, because everybody is a little bit different and can bring something to the table. So it's good that way. And what would be the sense of one province doing the same project as another province? That's just not a good use of government funds or industry funds, or it's kind of we've done that for too many years.
This industry thrives best when government, industry, and academia all
Yes.
collectively work together. Are you seeing a lot of that happening, a lot of conversations around that?
More and more, yeah. Years ago, when the lobster prices to the fishermen dropped substantially, there started to be the conversation, and then all of a sudden the industry came back. The price to fishermen came back, and things kind of died off. But now it seems to be coming around again. This last 3-4 years, there seems to be more cooperation and more communication amongst those groups. Seeing that, most of the value of seafood, especially the shellfish part of seafood, goes out of the country, goes out of our provinces, and it goes to a country, the UK, let's say, or somewhere else. The value is going to those other countries, not to Canada.
Right.
Yeah.
I tell you this, I've had the pleasure of not only walking through the plant at Acadian Supreme, but tasting some of the product that comes out of there, and it is world-class stuff.
Yeah, we're known worldwide. Look at taking my picture here. We're worldwide known for our quality, for sure. That's our goal. We're not a volume plant. We cannot pump the volume through. Some of the plants do. So we go to the niche customers and we go to the high-end customers, and that's our focus. Yeah.
And thanks very much for being in conversation. Always a pleasure to have an Islander on the show.
Thank you.